it seems that whichever way I turn at the moment, it seems to have Umarex there. And that, well, that's no bad thing at all. They do seem to bring out some amazing new guns, and this week's is no different. Hello and welcome to AAR on Air, and this week it's the Walther Q5 Match Combo, which is a brand new pistol from the guys and girls at Umarex, which is likely to mean one thing: quality. Let's take a look, shall we? The first thing to say is I may be a little biased. Why? Well, I do like a quality pistol, and I do quite like the Ppq this is based on. Not only that, but I prefer pellets most of the time rather than BBs. But BBs do allow better magazine designs and blowback. You see, this is not only pellet, but blowback as well, with a 21 round chain magazine, which adds a nice weighty feel to it. But more about that later, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's step back a little and look at a few stats first. This is, as it's named, a match design pistol and is longer at 198mm or a little under 8 inches long, and tips the scales at a meaty and proper Mester's handful of 920 grams or 2.5 pounds, without gas or ammo on board, or the included red dot. Yes, you heard correctly. There's a red dot included. Now, the confusion is the box states 880 grams, but I'm glad to report it's heavier than that. This feels like a real handful, and it's so much better for it. This is in two-tone grey and black livery, with an initially shocking blue trigger a la Glock style. But you know what? It really grows on you. The slide is metal and adds to that wonderful weighty feel. The markings are subtle and not in-your-face bright like some pistols. The front sight is fixed with a white dot, and the rears are adjustable with two complementing white dots. But, like I've already said, this comes with this red dot in the box with 2 levels of brightness and is fully adjustable. This is screwed onto the top of the slide with the 2 retaining screws, all supplied in the box, with the required hex keys as well. That top slide is vented so you can see through to that rifled barrel. The bottom is polymer, and as I've already said, in grey. It feels very high quality, and I must say, for me, it has a really comfortable grip. It's broad and shaped and fits my hand beautifully. There is a front Picatinny rail on the underside for any toys you may want to add. The top slide has a lock release on the left-hand side, and the safety is directly opposite on the right-hand side. Now, I love this safety. This is actually the safety that started me in YouTube. You see, someone reviewed a gun with this safety and complained it was difficult to drop into fire. I disagreed and did my own review highlighting how it is a lot safer if you have any children in the house that may inadvertently find themselves with access to your pistol. You see, you can simply flick this down into safe, but to put it into fire, you need to push forward and then lift, whilst you're holding it in that forward position. Yes, it's a little fiddly, but I, for one, love it, and I love the safety aspect of it. In the grip, you will find the mag release button on the left-hand side. The mag is initially sprung assisted, then relies upon gravity or you to pull it the rest of the way. Once out, you can see the trick part of this pistol. The CO2 is the easy bit. It's also very well thought through. Slide that bottom forward to reveal the retaining screw. The hex key is built into the rear of the grip to prevent you from losing it. Pop it off by pushing. the black part at the bottom of the grip, and this will take the back off, a la here, and reveal the hex tool. Drop in your 12 gram CO2. Ideally with a drop of silicone oil beforehand, and then tighten up. Return the hex key grip to the back, and that's the CO2 loaded. Next is the loading of the 21 rounds of pellets of your choice. I prefer to use the H&N Econ flatheads in pellet CO2 pistols. I find them very good and of course a lot cheaper than other pellets. Drop them into the rear of the belt head first. Once you've dropped them, move it around, drop in your next one. If you position it in the right place, you can actually do these 2 at a time. Now, to get access to it, you press the little black gate forwards or from right to left to reveal the belt. But once you're done, ideally that wants pushing back to bring everything nicely covered. Don't worry if you forget, because when you slide it into the back into the grip, it'll do that anyway. There you go. Now, I have used belt magazines before and some have been troublesome. This does, however, seem to be made of a different material completely. I would still maybe give it a light coat of silicone oil from time to time as a maintenance thing. Once you're all done and you've returned the magazine to the grip and you're ready to go, the first thing then, let's get this over the chronograph, shall we, and see what kind of power figures this match combo is producing, shall we? For the test, I will use a standard 8.44 grain pellet. Now, it produced 261 feet per second, which equates to 1.28 foot-pounds or 1.73 joules. Now, they claim under 3 joules, so that would be about right to my mind. Of course, if you simply want a faster, flatter trajectory for your pellet, then get some lighter ones or even some alloy alternatives. So with that in mind, I then tried the H&N alloys at 6.64 grains, and it topped out at 304 feet per second, which is 1.36 foot-pounds or 1.85 joules. The biggest takeaway was it was quite happy with them, certainly in my testing. It's worth mentioning that the trigger is responsible for the rotating of the belt system as well, so will be a little heavier in action, but I must say, when you're using it, you seem to forget and forgive it for that, simply enjoying the pistol. Right, this is the part I'm looking forward to, the target work. Why? Well, I stand a better chance with the red dot on board. As always with pistols, just 10 metres. Here goes. The Walther Ppq Q5 match. The 5 basically saying that it's 5-inch as opposed to the Q4, which is 4-inch. Yes, it's got a nice little red dot on the top, which is dead easy to use because it's just off 1 or 2. 2 being the brightest, 1 obviously less, and off. I quite like that. It's very, very simple. Okay, we're down at 10 metres. We're going to give it a go. I've put some budget flathead pellets in, should be okay. I've not really adjusted anything, I've just put it straight on, so it's the grouping that we're interested in as we're going down here. I do like this, it's got quite a nice weighty feel to it. It really is a nice gun. They've excelled themselves on this one, so let's have a go. I'm going to use a rest because it's not my skills with testing, it's the accuracy of the gun, which is obviously going to be my eyesight as well. But here we go. Let's give it a go. Sorry, my fault. Too rushed. I'm just going to keep going at that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It is my third go, must admit, third go of actually picking it up. It's created a big hole as far as I can see from here. That I'm impressed with. I do hope that camera's going, because if not, I'm going to be really annoyed. And it will be being winged over that hedge somewhere down there probably, or given away to the cat's home or something. I like it. I do like this a lot. I love the weighty feel to it. As I've already said, I like that safety, which locks everything off. I would suggest you get more than one magazine, because they're a little fiddly and time consuming to actually load. But once they are there, that hasn't skipped a beat. So they've certainly got the material on that belt right. I've used a lot of belt fed ones, and occasionally you do get a bit of a hiccup. That hasn't missed a beat all the time that I've been using it. As far as rounds, I would have thought you'd easily get, because I have so far, 2 magazines worth per gas, probably 3, depending on the temperature of the day, etc. I like it. Let's just go and have a quick look. Well, there is nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with that. Remember, this isn't an overly priced match gun. This is still essentially a replica with a bit of a red dot stuffed on the top. It's quite a heavy thing to use, which probably helps. It gives it stability, but it isn't a match pistol. Even though I know it's called a Q5 match, this isn't one that you would enter a target competition with. But I think that is mightily impressive. I really do. Yeah, well done. Nice one. Well, there was a bit of messing about trying to get the targets and the cameras to work, but I'm happy with that. Really quite happy with that. This isn't a high-priced match, take it down the range pistol to win competitions with. Yes, it's classed as a Q5 match because it's replicating that, but at the end of the day, it's a blowback pistol. But I'm so surprised at the accuracy. Really nice. Yes, I would get most fun out of this with some fun plinking rather than paper punching, but it's equally at home doing either. And no, it's not to be used for pest control at all with under 2 foot-pounds. It's a fun item. It is really well made and feels quality the moment you pick it up. The red dot helps with the target work, but to my mind it also adds aesthetic benefits too. I think it looks great. Heck, I even quite like the coloured trigger. The cost, well, this is around £290 UK, which gives you an idea about the quality of this, and of course it includes the red dot. You know, one of my favourite pistols would be either the Beretta 92 or the Glock 17 Gen 4. This seems to take the best bits from both of those and put them together in one pistol. I would strongly suggest you pick one up the next time you're in your shop and see what you think. A real feel-good pistol, and probably one for the collection. That's it. As always, I've had fun and enjoyed myself. Hopefully you have too. If so, please give us the old thumbs up, subscribe, feel free to share. Don't forget to click the alarm bell. Check out this little lot. Why not carry on the chats at Airgun Factory? Take a look at the AAR website and merch. A big thank you to Vector Air for getting hold of this, and a big thank you to Umarex for a job well done. Most of all, thank you to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. That's it from me for this week anyway. Stay safe and shoot safe, and hopefully I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.